Hello everyone, I am Surrendel the Awesome and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more r/Nice Guys. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my kitten will convince you. And, random fact about my cat society is that if you pass your citizenship test there, you get a free flamethrower. And also before I get started, don't forget to check out my other channel, Surrendel Reviews, where I do video game, movie, and show reviews, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get into this. So this first post here says, I am a gentleman and the torment it would put you through does not comply with my ethics. And this person here says, several women in this group have blocked me on Facebook for contacting them privately. You know, the irony is that whenever I contact my fellow men from this group, I am genuinely met with an enthusiastic response. I wonder why that is. Well, yeah, I think there's a bit more than what you're telling us here, my friend. Anyways, this person goes on to say, I could use my status within this group to humiliate all of you, but I am a gentleman and the torment it would put you through does not comply with my ethics. You heretics know who you are, and even if you are capable of reading this, here were my true intentions. Hopefully, you'll come around and change your mind about me, and if you're not a complete idiot, that is. Well, that's not very nice. First off, yes, I'll admit I find some of you pretty attractive. I am a normal, healthy, biological male. Of course I'm attracted to women, and that should be seen as a compliment. That does not automatically mean my intentions were to sleep with you. I don't understand how the words hi, how are you get translated into hi, do you have a boyfriend? Why do I get the feeling you're probably saying the latter more than the former? Anyways, this person goes on to say, when we started having a conversation in one of the threads, I did proceed my comment with, hi, sorry, I'm already attracted to someone else. Sure, maybe someday, after getting to know each other a bit more, an infatuation might develop and we could start dating. But women these days seem to think that hetero men are incapable of having a platonic relationship with the other S. To the girl who showed her husband my message and made him call the cops. Do you have any idea how ironic that is? Do you care to explain to us what you were saying? Cause it kind of sounds like there's a bit more to it. Anyways, this person goes on to say, I was trying to explain how Atwood's The Handmaid's Tales has been severely misinterpreted by third-wave feminists, and then you convinced a man to apply authoritarian powers on me merely for the fact that I am male. Why do I get the feeling there's a bit more to the story than what you're telling us? Anyways, this person goes on to say, it turns out that men can also be oppressed in society, as was Atwood's intended message in her novel. To the girl who called me an incel for trying to discuss Nabokov's magnum opus Lolita, your lame feminist buzzwords have no bearing on my mental health. Do you really think I like it based solely around hebophilia? I would encourage you to read it, as the prose is magnificent, but judging by your less than impressive vocabulary, I doubt you'd be able to understand it. Well, guy, your vocabulary isn't that impressive, in all honesty. To the girl who called me a loser and said I was trying to show off because I said you should read Tolstoy's epic War and Peace, I wasn't aware that reading was suddenly such a huge achievement. The fact that I wanted you to read it meant that I believe you were the rare type of woman who could endure such a lengthy literature. The irony is that later in another thread, I saw you talking about how you read all the Harry Potter books before you turned 11. It's plainly obvious to see that you view the arts in the most superficial way possible. There is no way I would date anyone like that. Well, guy, have you ever maybe considered that people kind of have different tastes in literature or something like that? To all the other girls who haven't responded or have been a bit timid in their replies, please don't take this post the wrong way. As you can see, I didn't tag any of the women who have wronged me on this post, and I will always respect your decision, no matter how misguided it may be. As you can tell, my interests are mainly in the high arts, and I can guarantee you that at the very least, you will end up having a very compatible and very knowledgeable friend. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna probably give this, probably a 45 out of 50. I mean, the lack of self-awareness here is disturbing. And, guy, just so you know, art is highly subjective and not really something that everybody can agree with, just so you know. And I really hope that this is satire because this guy kind of comes across as a bit more like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. And this next post here says, you can talk to some guy who wants to know your favorite color or something. And this person here says, what's your number? I would love to take you to dinner or something tomorrow night. We can chat about it over FT. And OP here says, hey, I would love to go to dinner sometime, but I would like to get to know somebody better before I meet them. I watch a lot of true crime. And this person here says, I am good. You can talk to some guy who wants to know your favorite color or some crap. If you read the second half, I mentioned chat about it over FT. Whatever, not really worth wasting my time. Well, guy, you have to understand that maybe somebody probably wants to know somebody first before, meeting them in person, especially considering the fact that true crime is in fact a genre. And for this person, I'm gonna probably give this person probably a 45 out of 50. Yeah, guy, you probably need to be a little more patient, and you have to understand that relationships aren't just like a straight line, and relationships do take a lot of patience. And I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.